Today at Star Wars Celebration, we got our first full trailer for Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6, which showed off a ton of new details as well as brand new story beats revealed by Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni gave us tons of tidbits about Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6, including the fact that Darth Maul was actually designed after his appearance in Solo, and they wanted to make Darth Maul look very similar to that design, as well as the return of Ahsoka to Star Wars The Clone Wars with a brand new pair of different colored blue lightsabers. Without further ado, we will not be going shot for shot in this trailer breakdown. We'll simply be talking about the big story beats over the course of the trailer. The trailer isn't a very long one, but it is awesome. Without further ado, let's go ahead and do the breakdown. The trailer kicks off harkening all the way back to Ahsoka's departure from the Jedi Order back in Season 6 of Star Wars The Clone Wars. A lot of what we're seeing here was directly lifted from the Ahsoka novel that covered her time in the Clone Wars, including the Siege of Mandalore and all the way to her time in Rebels, back when she had to fight Inquisitors and claimed her white lightsabers. Ironically, that book was written from material developed by Dave Filoni for Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6, which at the time had been cancelled. And now, several years later, Dave Filoni and the rest of his team are actually going back to make the series. So the trailer shows us a little bit of Ahsoka in the lower depths of Coruscant, as she meets a new character down here who tells her that the Jedi are fighting a war that they cannot win. This part of the Ahsoka novel was actually really interesting, and detailed the fact that the wider public was losing faith with the Jedi Order. Basically, the whole first part of the Ahsoka book was about this, and how the wider public no longer believed that the Jedi were peacekeeping individuals and began perceiving them as more warrior, thus why it was far easier for Emperor Palpatine to enact Order 66, something that I really hope they focus on in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6, as again, it was a major part of the Ahsoka novel. A lot of the next footage is voiceover by Captain Rex, who details a lot of his favorite clone troopers who they've lost over the war, most notably for me, Clone Trooper 5s, who died trying to reveal the plans of Order 66 and Palpatine, and the organic chips in the clone troopers' heads that would force them to enact Order 66. We get a lot of hints of Ahsoka exploring the underworld of Coruscant, as we also see that another returning character, the Mandalorian Bo-Katan, actually spots Ahsoka. Bo-Katan was the Mandalorian that split off from Darth Maul and refused to follow him after he killed Pre Vizsla. It is said that she will be playing a major role in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6. And again in the Ahsoka novel, Bo-Katan played a massive role in the Siege of Mandalore, an attack on Mandalore that Ahsoka led, and that we also get a very brief glimpse of at the end of this trailer. The Siege of Mandalore was this attack on Mandalore by the Republic in an attempt to gain the planet back from Darth Maul. And again, referencing in the Ahsoka novel, Ahsoka has a massive battle with Darth Maul that we get to glimpse briefly at the end of this trailer. Another massive reveal from the Star Wars trailer is Clone Squad Force 99. Squad 99 was a group of clone troopers that were inspired after Clone 99, who gave his life during the Battle of Kamino. 99 being a clone trooper who didn't quite come out right, but nonetheless gave his life for the Republic, and is one of the saddest deaths in all of Star Wars. To honor 99's memory, this batch of clone troopers, known as the Bad Batch or Squad 99, named themselves after him. Squad 99 has always been a super interesting concept for me in the Star Wars universe. Squad 99 was a group of clone troopers that underwent various mutations, as the cloning process was imperfect with Jango Fett. Because of this though, their mutations caused them to be better fighters and better tacticians, although they were somewhat unstable. According to other clones, Squad 99 actually had desirable genetic mutations, and therefore were extremely skilled in combat, although they were not the brightest. They were also a group led directly by Commander Cody, and I'm excited to see what Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6 has in store for Squad 99. We also get to see that the 501st have painted their helmets after Ahsoka, showing that they proudly accept her back among their ranks, even if she's no longer a Jedi. There was also a clip of this shown at Star Wars Celebration, and it's a really heart-touching moment between the rest of the clone troopers and Ahsoka, showing her that although she's no longer a Jedi, they will still follow her as their fearless leader. A lot of the trailer is then action sequences, with the next big reveal being Ahsoka's blue lightsabers. It's important to note that these are the exact same lightsabers that Ahsoka used as she departed the Jedi Order. All the way back in Season 5 of Star Wars The Clone Wars, both of her lightsabers were lost in her duel with Barriss, as Ahsoka was left with no lightsabers in her possession. Now though, it appears as if during that duel, the lightsabers may have been damaged, or at least the crystals were stolen, or damaged themselves, and they needed to be replaced. Therefore, why Anakin Skywalker replaced the crystals with blue ones. Now, why Ahsoka has blue lightsabers instead of the green lightsabers that she sported for most of the Clone Wars. This being something I want to point out as a big change from the Ahsoka novel, as in the novel, Anakin gifted back to her green lightsabers and they were not blue. Still though, I think it's a very interesting change. We do eventually know how Ahsoka loses these lightsabers, but I won't spoil it here, as it is a major set piece that I'm sure they'll explore in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 6. For those of you that have read the Ahsoka novel though, you guys know how she loses them. A lot of the trailer is also just more battle sequences, but it does confirm to us that in Season 6, the return of General Trench, the spider-like alien that we saw in various seasons of the Clone Wars, and a fan favorite Star Wars villain. Other than this though, the only really notable thing is we get a brief glimpse of the actual siege of Mandalore with Ahsoka, as we see her attack various Mandalorians within a shuttle. Mandalorians that are still painted red in favor of Maul. But finally, the last big reveal of the trailer is in fact a lightsaber duel between Ahsoka and Maul. This was even referenced all the way in Star Wars Rebels, where Maul even mentions that he's dueled Ahsoka before. This is supposedly going to be one of the final episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars, as again in the Ahsoka novel, which I'm sure you guys are sick of me referencing, this is a major set piece, as it leads directly into the events of Order 66. As to who actually wins this duel, I'll leave a mystery for those of you that haven't read the book and don't want to be spoiled. But that was my Season 6 breakdown of Star Wars The Clone Wars Saved. What are your guys' ultimate thoughts on the trailer, and what was the standout moment? And for those of you that know exactly what's going to happen, what are you most anticipating in the new season? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day. Before you go, be sure to check out my other channel, The Marvelous Wave, where we talk all about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, including news, breakdowns, and theories about all upcoming and past Marvel movies. Link to the channel is in the description below.